I'm in the garage today. I tried making a video earlier, and when I was done, I realized I shot everything portrait like a kook, except for the very last shot. Thanks for watching. So, here I am again. I was cleaning up this engine here to get ready to paint it, and I did a preliminary cleaning in that video. It was short and probably boring. So I got some tools with me tonight, to get in all the crevices and clean out all the gunk in there, because there's a lot of crap. Before that, I want to look at this carburetor, because although I've cleaned it now a couple times, I still can't get my bike to idle, and I think it has to do with the jets. I think they're clogged, but when I've tried to take them out previously, I couldn't. There's no way that I could see to take them out. There's no flathead screwdriver slot in there or anything like that. I hope I don't spill a bunch of fuel over right now. I might. Yeah, I just made an oopsie. I just spilled on the ground. Okay. I replaced the float recently because the previous brass one from the original was not so hollow anymore. Well, it was still hollow, but not so buoyant. So here is the, not the idle jet, and I don't remember the name of this jet, but the jet that puts the fuel in when you're going. I can't figure out how to take it out. Like I said, there's no screwdriver, there's no flathead slot in there. I don't know, it's kind of too deep to get needle nose pliers down there. I'll see what I can do. Maybe there's just a gasket that you push it in. After doing some research, I've learned something new. Turns out this, well, I don't know if this alone is the jet or if it's sort of like a male-female work together, but this is the thing that I should be looking to clean. There's a small hole. Let me get it to focus. So that hole right here needs to be cleaned out. Gosh, this lighting is terrible. That's okay. That hole, and then I think there's another, maybe either that's dirt or a hole. I'll see through some thorough investigation. There should be a second hole. There might be a second hole, possibly in between these two threadings. So I'll take a look at that and clean that out, and that might help me. That might help me. Well, I've learned more about carburetors and my carburetor. I still don't think I've really done anything productive here with the idle jet. Took out the valve. I think this is the valve. I really don't know anything. And stuck a paper clip down there and was messing around, seeing if there was any gunk in there, in here. And didn't really come up with anything. I don't think I cleaned it at all. I don't think I really did anything. Even looking inside, the holes on the inside don't seem to be gunky or any problems there. So I don't know what's keeping my bike from idling. It'll die right away if I don't keep the throttle on. So if anyone has any idea of what that could be, let me know. I did, however, clean the main jet. There is 2 holes. The carburetor's back together. Next order of business. Clean El Dumpo. She was in pretty rough shape earlier today, but she still got a lot of junk and gunk and grease and grime. So I'm hoping that good old Q-tips will do the trick to get in these nooks and crannies. Most of this grease is not super stuck on there, and I've oiled it up earlier, so I'm hoping I won't have to use these very much. We'll see. Well, it's much cleaner than it was, but golly, there's a lot of gunk on here. So I don't know, I might wipe it down one more time, but I think I'm gonna paint it like this. Nobody knows. Nobody will know, right? The one thing that I would want to do still is open up the sidewall. I don't know what that is. The crankcase? What is this right here? And find the governor and take that out. My dad said that when he swapped this engine and he might have taken it out. If that's the case, then at least I get to learn what the inside of the machine looks like. I know enough to know that there's a lot of wrong ways to take this off. I don't want to damage the threads. I don't want to dent or bruise or bash anything. I also know that this seal is going to be pretty darn tight. Well, it wasn't that hard. I barely had to put on it as much as I thought I would. Well, it stinks. That's the first impression. It stinks like smelly oil in here. It's safe to say this gasket is not a viable option anymore. Now I gotta figure out what's what and what to do. So that's the governor. I have concluded that taking out the gear alone is sufficient enough to do what I am looking to do. I think this is fine if it stays here, because this only goes up so much that it stops when it hits the crankcase. I think the crankcase. It will never go so far as to get stuck in the teeth. I believe that's fine, and I'll put this back together now, and I'll look to see if I have any silicone to create a new gasket here, but if not, I might just have to be really sketchy and put this together how it is. I made some markings to double check that that governor rod wouldn't run into that gear. If you see the lower scratch mark down at about 3 o'clock, that was with the crankcase off, when the governor arm would hit that gear. Now with the crankcase on, it only goes to about, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So I know that it's definitely not going so far as to hit that gear, so I think I'm gonna be okay. I'll double check with some resources on that. That's all I'm gonna do on this tonight. I think tomorrow I'll come back and wipe it down one more time and try and get as much oil off as I can, but I think I'll paint it as it is. And I still have some more parts to work on. I gotta, grease all the bearings and the wheels and do things like that, but pretty soon it should be ready to start putting back together again. If I did anything wrong or something that I really shouldn't have done, let me know. Or don't, and let me suffer.
Thanks for watching.